Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and I have a chemistry demonstration to share with you today. We are using this book called Chemistry the Waldorf Way, grades 7 and 8, and today we're working on a demonstration for refined fuels. This accompanies another demonstration we did for plant material, so biomass fuels, and we are comparing the difference between the two. We're going to be using acetone and alcohol as our refined fuels. These are safe to use in a home lab, and we are working outside for safety purposes, and we are doing this at a time of year when it is safe to have an open flame outside. When we were doing our first combustion demonstrations, it was during fire season, and it wasn't safe to do our demonstrations outside, so we did them inside. In this case, it is a lot easier and safer to do them outside. We are in a fire pit, and we are burning acetone and alcohol. For the alcohol, we noticed a difference in how it burned compared to acetone. Now, in both cases, it was a little bit hard to see the flame at first. It is a bright day. It is also windy. It made using our matches a little bit challenging, and we do this twice during the day, once around midday when it was kind of windy and really bright, and then again later in the evening, and it was a little bit easier to see the flame a little bit later in the evening.
Wow, it worked.
What we noticed was that when we were burning the alcohol, the flame was bright and quite large, and we could see the alcohol get burned up pretty quickly. It almost looks like it's bubbling and evaporating. When we were burning the acetone, we noticed something a little bit different. It still had a very clean flame, but this acetone also has a little bit of water mixed in, as well as other ingredients. We are using nail polish remover, whose primary ingredient is acetone. But we saw that as the acetone burned, it left behind the non-combustible materials in the nail polish remover, and that was the water. So we sort of saw it bubble up, and then the flame went out, and what was left behind was a little bit of water. So we did this a few different times, burning both the acetone and the alcohol in conjunction with burning our biomass materials. You can see that video and demonstration. It is linked in the description box below. We did it twice, once earlier on in the year and then one more recently, so that we could really compare the difference between burning unrefined and refined fuels. This was a really great demonstration, and I highly recommend that you try it, especially for the combustion portion of this main lesson block. It's time to put our work into the main lesson book. So after a couple of days, after processing the information and reviewing the results of our demonstration, it's time to write this up. I'm using some color pencils. Mostly they're the Lyra color pencils, as well as some Kohinoor color pencils. I've labeled this refined and natural fuels. And the written portion of this lesson actually is a little bit different than the demonstration itself. So we ended up going down quite the rabbit hole in understanding natural and refined fuels, and this really coordinated well with lessons that we previously did in mineralogy. So our demonstration sort of took a different path, which I think is completely fine. It took me several hours to do the research for this lesson, and I'm really glad that I did. I ended up writing out all of the information that I wanted to present to my daughter, and this is a time where writing up the lesson prior to presenting it really paid off. I hope that you enjoyed this look at our chemistry demonstration. I hope that you'll check out the blog post that accompanies this video, which has more information on this and all of the lessons in our chemistry main lesson block. You can find the link to that blog post in the description box below. And if you'd like to see how we're homeschooling on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram and now on TikTok at Pepper and Pine.